Hi everybody, welcome to Haven on Earth. I'm excited to show you that our tiny house on the outside is now finished. We still have a few more steps before we can start working on the inside, but we're getting very close and we're so ready. Good morning. Today is the beginning of day 7 of our tiny house build. The guys are busy putting up insulation and then they'll cover it with the metal siding, and we have one more window to go. They just finished the outside of our tiny house. It is officially built. Are you ready to take a tour?
I'm ready to take a tour.
Okay, let's do it. Here is the covered porch with a nice ceiling. Here is the living room. The front is completed.
Your keys.
We have keys. The front door. And our bedroom. How does the size feel to you?
I think without the kitchen or anything in here, a chair, kind of hard to gauge.
It's hard to gauge without things in here. The bedroom wall and only wall in the house. And then here's the kitchen. To the left will be the fridge, then the stove, then a sink and a bar counter. And in the bar cabinet, we're going to go with a 20-gallon water heater tank. Per Billy's advice, we did not go with a tankless water system. So the official view from the front door. Bedroom, kitchen, living room, and then our back porch. And the back porch is a lean-to because the ceiling, the roof is covered, the ceiling is exposed.
Where'd you go?
Whereas the front porch is a covered porch and it has a completed ceiling. The view from the front door. So then after they finished building, Billy and I did a walkthrough talking about our plans. He's going to be roughing in the electrical. And so we went through and we marked where all the switches are going. So by the front door, there's going to be a light switch. And then In the middle of the living room, there's going to be a ceiling fan with a light. And then right above the kitchen is going to be a light. And in the bedroom, we're going to have a ceiling fan light combo. And then we also went through and marked where there's going to be outlets and what size the outlets need to be. Because like where the stove is going, it needs to be a different voltage than a regular outlet. And that was another reason for the water heater tank, is because the tankless, he says, draws 220 volts, whereas the water heater tank only takes 110. And there's going to be an outlet underneath the living room window. And I think he put one up here on this wall down low, but also one up high for the mini split. We decided where the electric box is going. So the electric box is going in the corner of the living room because it's closer to the electric pole. And then the TV is going in this corner, so he put an extra outlet, one down low and one up high in this corner. There will also be an outlet underneath this bedroom window, and it appears on this back wall, and one underneath this window. And although I thought we had done a pretty thorough job with the shed-to-house outlets and switches, it turned out that we should have ordered more per his advice. So we decided that I will pick out the ceiling fans and the light in exchange for more outlets and switches. And I thought that that was a pretty awesome trade because I'd like to pick out my own fixtures. And he said that it was hard to pick out ceiling fans for other people. And I completely agree. So then I believe they're going to be back tomorrow to finish the insulation on the inside and then run the electrical. And then we also mapped out where the toilet and tub are going. And he's going to be running the plumbing on that. And then we need to have the clawfoot tub here when he does that. So that will be our next conversation because we haven't gotten a quote about fixing our septic system. We bought this land with electric, water, and septic all on it, but none of it was being used or active. The other thing that we have to consider is storage, and if we're going to have him frame in some closets, or if we're going to have dressers, armoires, that type of thing. That's our next project. Actually, one of our next projects. We have to pick out ceiling fans and a light. The kitchen cabinets I have picked out. We have the appliances here. Our mini split is here. And I have to figure out exactly what we're going to do for the walls. And then the ceiling. He said the ceiling has to be at least 3/8 inch thick. And then I have to figure out exactly what we're going to use for the walls, whether it's going to be the tongue and groove or some kind of pine wood paneling. Not the complete panels, but pine strips, I think they're called. The goal for the feel of the house is that it's going to feel cabiny and nice and bright. What are you doing?
Well, I'm going to keep some firewood dry simply because I can.
At our last house, we had no covered porch, no covered balcony, no covered whatsoever. So Jason is working on keeping some wood dry just because he can. And we scored a ton of wood over the last couple days. This is all oak. And Jason's going to be splitting it. Then it has to dry, and then it will be ready to sell as firewood. But yeah, we were able to get a ton of wood from a guy responding to a post on Facebook. And that's what he has stacked so far. So yeah, here's our finished tiny house. It's 12 by 36. And my brother asked me if our greenhouse was bigger than our house, but I assured him that the house is bigger at 12 by 36 with the greenhouse at 10 by 32. This is the end of day 8, and everything is covered in snow. With the trees, it is so pretty. And it's supposed to keep snowing through the night. So we'll see what it looks like in the morning. But it's so pretty.